But what a way to come back strong on the interview tip. I have on the phone with me Steve Russell, 1/5 of the R&B group Troop and 1/2 of the production duo The Underdogs. Steve, what is going on? Welcome to the Time Machine.
How you doing, folks? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I can't complain. Like I said earlier, it's an honor for me to be interviewing you. You know, big fan of Troop ever since Mama Cedar, Spread My Wings, all of those, thinking you the whole 9 yards.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man. I really do.
All right, now let's go ahead and get this interview started. From your take, what was that period like? Did you sing prior to joining Troop?
Yeah, I've been singing since I was a kid, man. I've been singing since I was 3 years old.
Okay, now church choirs, talent shows, anything?
Talent shows in church. I grew up singing in church, but of course, yeah, I did all the talent shows, all of the family functions, and stuff like that, singing for aunties and my grandmom and stuff like that, yeah.
Okay, now who idea was it to put together Troop? Was it yours, Alan's, John's, or Rodney's, or Reggie's?
It was actually Rodney's group.
Okay.
And the group was called Rodney Benford and his group.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah,
Alan didn't tell me that.
Group, man. And I was the first actual... I was actually the first actual singer to come to the group. Then John followed me, and then Alan, and then that's when we became Troop.
Okay, now how did you guys get on the talent show Putting on the Hits?
Rodney and his mom. It was Rodney's mom. Rodney's mom, Shirley Bifford, she was the driving force behind the entire thing. She sent a videotape of the guys performing to Putting on the Hits, and they won on audition, and they made it on the show. Okay, and they did Cool It Now. Cool It Now, yeah.
And you guys won.
Yeah.
And I interviewed Brooke Payne like a while back, and he expressed, you know, how much respect Troop and New Edition had for each other, because New Edition was basically paved the way for you guys, and you guys were fans of New Edition as well.
Oh, no question.
All right, so what was that period like once you scored the deal with Atlantic and you was going in the studio to record that first record, which had Mama Cedar, which was produced by the late Jarrell Levert and Mark Gordon from the group Levert?
It was also produced by Pops Eddie Levert as well.
Okay.
It was a dream come true, because at that time, I was such a big fan of Levert. All I was doing was singing Pop, Pop, Pop Goes My Blows My Mind, Casanova. I was just a big Levert fan. So when we got signed to Atlantic and got introduced to Jarrell, it was just instant magic. You know, I was already such a big fan. I mean, we all were. And they embraced us like brothers and treated us like family, man. And they wrote our first hit.
Right, and that was a big hit because that was getting played in the clubs back in 1987. I mean, you couldn't go to a club without hearing...
88, yeah.
88, excuse me. Now, I bet you don't know this. That song charted on Billboard's Hip Hop and R&B Top 40 back on June the 18th, 1988. Highest position was number 2, stayed in the run-up spot for 1 week, and stayed in the top 40 for 13 weeks.
Yeah.
So that was a big single. Now,
yeah.
Yeah, when Attitude came out, I mean, yo, that's like one of my top 2 albums of all time, is that and Any Heartbreak.
Wow.
I mean, every track on Attitude, I mean, My Music, My Love, and the classic Spread My Wings, produced by Chucky Booker. Now, how did that song come about?
Well, Chucky, he's like my brother. We came up together. We met through Atlantic as well, but you know, we were signed to Atlantic for over a year before we actually started recording and came out. So Chucky, you know, we had a serious relationship with him and Jarrell Levert. And so when we finished the first album and the first tour and all that stuff, we just went back into the lab with the same chemistry, with the same guys. We went in with Jarrell. We went in with Chucky again. I actually was producing a lot more on that album. And that's how it happened, man. We were just always writing songs. Chucky had a song he wrote for us called Turned Away.
Oh.
And,
the
record company wanted Chucky to do it himself, and I was so upset because I knew Turned Away was going to be a smash for us. So I beat him up and made him write us another one, and he wrote Spread My Wings.
Ooh, I did not know that Turn Away was originally supposed to be for Troop.
Yeah, that was a Troop record.
Yeah, because when I listened to Turn Away, it sort of has the similarity to Spread My Wings.
Oh, no question.
You know what I mean? In the video, oh my God.
Incredible.
I mean, who idea was to come up break dancing on the rooftop? Because Troop was known as a good singing group, but all you guys can dance.
Oh, yeah. It was my idea to do the rooftop thing.
Okay.
I just wanted us to come off different than other groups.
Okay.
You know, New Edition had set such a tone with the way that they did their thing.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted us to be a little more edgy, a little more aggressive with the way we came with our choreography and the way we shot it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how that came
right.
about.
Still classic video. One of my top 2 favorite videos of all time. Next to, of course, New Edition, If It Isn't Love. So
that's right. That's
Troop and New Edition, you guys up there in my book. Now, who idea was to cover the B-side, the Jackson 5, All I Do Is Think of You?
That was my idea as well. John introduced me to the song actually during the first album.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't get, you know, we actually recorded the song. Me and Chucky, we recorded the song on 4-track, but it didn't make the first album.
Mm-hmm.
And once we started recording the second album, that was the first song that we actually cut. And it turned out to be a good choice to make.
Yeah, definitely, because I didn't know this until years ago that the Jacksons originally did it. That's how good you guys' version was.
Yeah, we made it a #1 record. It was just an album cut for the Jacksons.
Mm-hmm. Right, and I got Alan's take on this. What was your take on B5 remaking All I Do?
I thought it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I actually produced a couple songs on B5's new album. I like the guys. I think their rendition of All I Do Is Think of You was cool. It was okay. I don't think they did for All I Do like what we did for Jackson's version. They didn't do that for our version. You know, honestly, that's one of those kind of songs. You really don't touch one of those songs after it's become such a big record like that.
Right.
It's hard to come behind a classic like that. So they had a little hill to climb, just even messing with that song.
Right, and also should be known too that R&B singer, I believe, like around 99, 2000, Corey remade All I Do.
He sure did
as well, and also too. One of my favorite underrated Troop cuts had to be I Will Always Love You off of Attitude, which I believe was the first production credits of Dallas Austin.
Yeah, no question.
So that was like one of my underrated favorite Troop cuts. Now, explain the period. You're coming off of Attitude, and you guys are going into Deeper, which you guys remade the Deal classic, Sweet November.
Once again, during the second album, I became more and more involved in writing and producing. I was more interested in that. Not more interested, but I found a love for the writing and producing as much as I did the performing. And, you know, Sweet November was a favorite of the groups, period. That's just something we sang since we were kids. Since I was 14, we were singing Sweet November, you know, back in '84. So it was just a song that was always in the back of my mind to record. And once I got the opportunity to produce the song, I did. It ended up being Troop's last #1 record.
Right. I just discovered the original version a couple of months ago because, of course, you said that came out in '84. I'm only 21, so the only song I really heard of the Deal was 2 occasions. Then, of course, Babyface went and did his solo thing, and the original version was good, and you guys' version was good as well. Now, like around, I believe, was it '92? You did some production work for Special Generation. They were on the Busted label, MC Hammer. They were on Have You Seen Her, and they did this song called You Can Tie Me Down.
Yeah. I actually produced that entire album except for a couple songs. We changed management at that time to MC Hammer's management, to his company, because we wanted to, you know, kind of take it to another level, because we had already accomplished everything we needed to accomplish at that level. And I was big in producing and writing, and one of the interests that Hammer's manager had in Troop was the fact that I was a writer and producer. So, you know, he hired me for a lot of gigs. I produced a lot of records for their record label.
Okay, now